So let's bring in, basically, for one of the only times all season, people are talking about New Orleans. They won't be on TV at all. They're only on TV twice last year, but right now they're the center of it all, and the man at the center of the New Orleans Hornets is Hornets 24/7's Joe Gerrity. And he's our guest. How are you doing, Joe?
I'm doing all right. How about you? I mean, I'm a little busy, obviously, but
okay, so yeah. There's a lot to follow right now.
Yeah, I mean, there's a ton going on. I heard 2 days ago that it was nearly a done deal. Sorry, I heard nearly 2 days ago that Paul to Golden State was a done deal. And now I'm hearing, then you hear the Tyson Chandler rumors all day today.
Well, while we're working this out with Joe, am I the only one who can't hear here?
No, I can hear Joe just fine.
Yeah, I hear Joe
great.
great.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Talk about Chris Paul. Let's just go there. Just start talking about what's going
Okay.
on with Chris Paul.
We can do that.
Good, he's gone.
Yeah, he's a goner. I heard the Hornets were trying to deal him before training camp. They don't want to head into Friday with some Carmelo Anthony problem that only will probably snowball. They wanted to deal him to the Warriors for Curry. It sounds like that's not going to happen anymore, especially since they're not going to get Chandler. Their second choice was the Clippers if they offered Eric Gordon. But now it sounds like not only is Gordon off the table, but it's possible the Minnesota 2012 pick is also. And my question is, the Clippers is, what are you offering then? And same thing to Golden State. You're not really offering anything if you're not offering those players. Nobody wants your rejects. I mean, we're a bad team, and they'd probably start for us, but we'd rather get some better players, and Paul's good enough where we should be able to do that, even if he doesn't say that he's going to re-sign next summer with whoever we trade him to. And I think there's actually now, it's becoming more and more possible that Rajon Rondo is going to be the major player who may be coming back in the deal. Because Golden State and the Clippers have essentially entered a little who can offer the least thing, and they're getting to the point of where neither trade is worth it.
Well, first I want to start off, and I don't wish to make you uncomfortable, Joe. This is a compliment. Joe looks like the handsome version of the Teen Wolf. I just, I'm sorry. Your face contorted
You should see me with a beard.
Your face contorted in a way that made me believe that maybe I should not have just said that. Moving on, there's been a lot of talk about Lakers involvement. Do you have any interest whatsoever in Andrew Bynum? Is that something that you think would be at all fair? I agree.
I would only want Bynum if I'm going to deal him somewhere else, because he has value. And if you can't get Gordon and you can't get Curry and you can't get the 2012 pick, then you need something. I mean.
Yeah. How do you feel about Rondo? What's your assessment there? Is that fair?
It's fair in terms of talent. To some extent. I mean, they're going to be able to put a more competitive team on the court in the short term with Rondo, as opposed to somebody, like Eric Gordon, I think. But at the same time, Hornets fans do not like Rondo. I don't like point guards who can't shoot a little bit, at least from the free throw line. That's just the bare minimum for me. I don't care if they can hit three-pointers or whatever, but...
I guess the fear with Rondo, and I guess I've sort of turned a little bit anti-Rondo, even though he is an above-average point guard, is that Tom Haberstra had a really good piece on how he's much improved for playing with good players, and you have to wonder that if he goes to a rebuilding project that New Orleans will he be exposed? I mean, is that a concern of yours?
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. His inability to shoot, like I said, really hurts him, his ability to create shots for other people, in my mind at least, if those people are not very good players. If you put him next to Quincy Pondexter, Trevor Ariza, it's uncertain if the Hornets will bring back Marco Bellinelli. He can obviously shoot, but other than that, you don't even have anyone who's going to be able to score on that team. I mean, if Rondo's your main offensive weapon, you're not going to win a lot of games. But that said, he's got a reasonable contract, he's a great defensive player, and they could do a lot worse than to bring someone that talented back on.
What scenario is your favorite? What scenario do you think is the best for the Hornets going forward?
Realistically, I think they should go with Bledsoe, Aminu, the 2012 Minnesota first-round pick, Kamen's expiring contract, and then they should try to tie either dealing Okafor and or Ariza into that deal also to bring back more picks, more young talent, and probably some expiring contracts just to fill out cap space this year, since they do have to spend money somewhere.
I think jump in, Beckley.
Hey, Joe, we're going to give this another shot here. Yeah, the thing I wanted to ask you, so we talked a little bit right before this, and you were saying that, and this is just a total change of direction, but this is fascinating to me, because it's my impression that New Orleans was, like, really in trouble as a franchise, but you said that since the NBA's taken over, they've done a really good job of kind of turning it around and making it a a profitable franchise, and that even without the new CBA, which is going to allow them to probably spend a little less going forward, that's debatable, I guess, they're going to have more money. They're going to actually be profitable. How is this possible? Should the NBA be running every team?
Well, first off, this is a very unique city. I don't think that the marketing strategy the NBA used here they saw a 50% increase in season tickets from the end of last year, while a lockout is going on, is possibly going to work in New York, for example. Not that they need it there, but in Indiana. What the Hornets did is they had this campaign called the I'm In campaign, where they pretty much got season ticket holders to hold ticket buying events at their house. So the Hornets came in, they brought their president, they brought Hugh Weber, they brought Dell Demps, they brought the coach Monty Williams, and this is while the lockout's going on for the most part. So they bring in these guys to your home, they bring in an open bar, and you bring your friends, and I'm not kidding, you get your friends drunk, and they buy tickets. We sold 13 at my event, 13 season tickets to people who did not go to Hornets games last year. People who don't watch the games on TV, and if you asked them before it, they would say, I don't really care about the NBA. But you get a few drinks in them, you get them talking to Monty Williams, and all of a sudden, you have 13 new season ticket holders. But anyway, getting back to the financials of the Hornets. So like I said, they added roughly 4,000 season ticket holders from the end of last year. They passed 10,000 full season ticket holders today. Today was the day they announced it finally. They're at like 10,013, which is, I believe, in the top 50% of the NBA. I don't know that, but I would assume. If you look to the last CBA, under George Shinn, they were losing roughly $15 to $20 million a year. $10 million of that, though, is debt payments on long-term, interest payments on long-term debt. Most owners don't have that. If you're looking at the economics of a team, you generally don't factor those in. You get rid of that debt, and they're only losing $5 to $10 million a year. They're $5 million year over year ahead of where they were last year in terms of sponsorship dollars. That's money that doesn't cost them anything to make. So add $5 million to that right away, and they're getting closer to even.
Okay.
You have a new deal with the state. A new lease for the arena, the naming rights, which has not yet been announced, but could very well be done today or tomorrow, which is going to bring them big deal. I can't tell you the number because we haven't released it yet, but it's upwards of $3 million, which is $3 million the Hornets were not getting last year. So that's $7 million right there. $8 million you're making or so, a little bit more, without even factoring in the 50% increase in season ticket holders. Without even factoring in the lower salaries that they're going to have to pay out to players in the future. And the increased revenue sharing that they're going to get as a result of the new CBA. I mean, they're not only a viable team here, they're going to be one of the more profitable small market teams in the country, just whether or not they win games this year. Now, the problem is, can they hold on to these people while putting out a product that's likely going to be crap? And that's tough to say. But they have one thing working for them. Which I don't know if they planned this. I've tried to get an answer. I haven't been able to. When they sold their most recent season tickets, this 50% increase, all those tickets were sold where you had the option to purchase either a gold plan, which was in big old letters and provided a 10% return on your investment if the Hornets miss games, but the money goes into an account which can only be used to buy tickets for future games. So right now, the Hornets missed, what is it, eight games or whatever at home or so. All that money plus the preseason games is sitting in an account for these season ticket holders to buy seats next year, and they can't take it out otherwise. So really, the lockout sort of helped them. Now, when the ticket sales reps go to these first-time season ticket holders after this year, and they say, hey, do you want to rebuy? And the guy says, how much is it? The rep can now say, well, you already have $300 with us, so it's only going to be another $800 more for your seats, as opposed to before where, you're starting from scratch, essentially.